And welcome to episode 587 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Nancy, and this is the only podcast that says...
In a matchup that can only be described as a masterclass versus a comedy of errors, SA Football Rules crushed the Fighting Thads with a final score of 149.2 to 68.4. The victory was sealed early on Sunday, leaving the Fighting Thads wondering if they should even bother showing up for class next week. I guess it's safe to say SA Football Rules gets an A+, while the Fighting Thads earned a solid F. Did they even study for this one?
Is this a newspaper clipping or something? What is this?
It's a recap of my fantasy football game against Thad last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I wonder if he caught that faster than me. I'm Fighting Thad, he knows.
Yeah.
When you kept saying Fighting Thad, I'm like, this has to be like a football thing with you guys.
Yeah. No, we come out of the draft. I got a B in my draft, but Thad had an A+.
Whoa.
Well, he's on the verge of 0-3. He, as always, stinks.
Aw. How can he stink if he's A+?
Because, well, I'll cut him some slack. I will admit his top two running backs are out right now.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's obviously a problem.
Uh-huh.
But still, like last week, and even the first week, like his team, and it's that thing. Like, I mean, that's the problem with fantasy football, and I've had the same problem for years, where it's like I don't understand how the people I have drafted have performed so poorly.
Right.
Like they're just having, or like they'll be inconsistent where like one week they'll score like 40 points and then next week they'll score 5.
Oh.
And then it's just up and down with them.
I remember I played fantasy football with you a few times, but I just remember either being good or bad.
Right.
I don't. What does she have?
I have no idea.
What is that?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to, but if that's something useful, we might not want her to have it.
I doubt it's useful.
Okay, then.
Anyway, I mean. So anyway, that's kind of the way he's been this. Like, you can look at his team, and from a preseason standpoint, you can say, "Wow, that's a really good."
Right.
And he had the number 1 overall pick.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like he should have done pretty good in the draft.
Okay.
But it's also that thing of just like, if guys get off to a slow start, guys get injured early, like what you think is an effective draft, all of a sudden you're scrambling.
Right. And yeah. Now, you said you were in the B area.
Yeah.
Who else would I have known that was playing that would have been below?
Well, to go back, let me go back here and
because you don't invite me to play anymore, I don't know the players anymore, except for you and Thad. Because I don't even know if your dad does it anymore.
No.
No. Aww.
Actually, I got a C. I didn't even get a B. I got a C.
Oh, yeah. Dang.
Yeah. So
who got the B?
Let me go down here. So Thad got an A+. Hobie Star, who I think is Jim from the History of Bad Ideas podcast, he got an A+.
Oh, wow.
Stork got an A+.
Oh, you can have more than one have an A+?
Yeah.
See, that's where I get confused.
Right.
To me, there's only one winner.
Otter got a B-, and then I got a C. Otter's wife Beaver got a C. Atomic Blonde, who I can't remember who that is, from Hobie, they got a D. Jason from Hobie got a D. Ian got a D. And then Jeff from Hobie got an F.
Oh.
Now, right now, I'm playing Jeff, and it looks like Jeff may pull out a.
Oh gosh.
It's like one of those situations where like he's got a running back going tomorrow night, and I'm done,
Right.
and I'm up by 8. So like I need this guy to like slip on a banana peel in the first
Oh
quarter
my
and
goodness.
like break an ankle.
What is happening to you?
Well,
I do not know this person wishing ill will on somebody.
also the guy he has plays for Jacksonville, so that's a double whammy.
Hey,
We don't like them anyway.
I do.
No,
They're my
that's
favorite.
you.
I don't like this, but I do like the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So, but yeah, and Jeff is playing Otter, and you know, again, he scored like 50 points this week. So it's like,
Is that good or?
no, that's really bad.
Oh, that's terrible then.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. You know what? You're having fun. The rivalry thing is good as long as it's nice, clean fun. Well, no, Thad's involved, so it wouldn't be
No,
clean.
there's.
Do you guys still do the chat and he does the dirty talk?
Oh, yeah.
I kind of miss that.
He was talking about last week about how I would have to blow him after I lose the game. I'm
My
just.
goodness. Yes, he always
And-
kept
and
things. He always kept things cool.
Considering
Fun.
I doubled him up, like it was asked, like, well, since you got doubled up, was it double the punishment?
Oh.
You know.
Mm, mm.
So there's always stuff like that.
Yeah,
But,
you just keep it all clean, boys. That's all I ask.
so yeah, that's fantasy football.
I kind of miss being involved in stuff like that. Whoa. See, I told you, Ampta no good. She shouldn't be there. Sabine's being bad.
Yeah.
You know who wouldn't do that? Darby wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you know. Neither would Ahsoka.
Oh,
But Darby does not do that.
Sabine's already got me pissed off enough.
Oh, did she break another Star Trek memorabilia?
Star Wars.
Well, she was always after the Enterprises.
Well,
Oh shit!
yeah,
Ghost.
the
No.
ghost. She broke the ghost.
Oh no, I'm mad at you. Oh, Beanie, not the ghost.
Yeah, I need to get like a clamp.
Yeah, that's shit.
Gorilla
She
Glue.
broke it at a terrible place.
Yeah.
Now, was she punished?
Well, she didn't get her treats until 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
So if you ask her, she was
that.
punished.
Yeah.
Considering she broke that at 9.
Oh, man, I'm sorry that happened, but I don't get it because my cats never did that shit to me. So,
But it's just, it's like, why do you think, okay, I'm going to knock over your shit, and I'm going to keep knocking it over until you give me what I want, is going to work, and it never fucking works.
But it's like small children do that. Pets don't do
Right.
that.
She's a brat.
She is. That's why I keep my door shut at all fucking times. I have way too much antique glass in there.
She is. She is a brat, and she drives me insane.
Yeah, but look at her. She's so goddamn cute.
She is.
She's freaking adorable. That face is just so unique.
As Cece would say, she's so cute.
She's so cute.
She's so cute.
Yeah. She's bonded and determined to be her best friend, though.
To an extent.
Yeah.
Like she wants to play with her, but then when she starts to play, she's like, "Oh no, you play
nope.
rough."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know who doesn't play rough?
Darby.
Darby doesn't play.
Anyway.
Okay.
So I know you've been busy, but have you watched anything?
I was able to catch up to the last 2 episodes of Big Brother today before I went to work while I was cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you say anything, are we talking? Because I do watch a lot of Netflix special with the real life stuff. I just got done watching. I watched a little bit a couple months ago, but I had put it on the back burner. Them Mendez brothers, they did that like the
I saw
monster.
they did that. Yeah, they did
Yeah,
the docu series on that.
but like I remember all that shit happening. But what's intriguing is the one brother has come forward and said this shit is not even real, and I'm like, dude, you freaking plotted to kill and you succeeded in killing your parents. Stop, stop with the bullshit.
Well, I mean, like I understand his point because it's not a documentary. It's a limited series based upon true
Right,
events.
right.
So there's probably a lot of fictionalization
And I get
to
that.
make it interesting.
I get that. But he's saying absolutely nothing in this thing is correct.
Right.
But no, it is, because you're in prison.
Right.
I'm sorry. Not everybody's wrong. Okay, and you're right. But I caught up on that because I saw him coming
Yeah.
forward and saying it was all. So I was like, okay, so I got to finish this to see what happened. Um, Other than that, Border Patrol, because that's a nice distraction when you're doing shit. It's
Yeah.
just on. Because people are stupid. I'm telling you, if you feel like you're dumb,
Yeah.
or if somebody's making you feel like you're stupid, turn on Border Patrol,
Yeah.
and you will see how dumb, like, you just might be like, hello.
Well, there are any number of shows that you can show just how dumb people are.
Okay.
I mean, I used to feel the same way when we used to watch Parking Wars.
Wait, before we continue, I'm not calling everybody dumb.
I know you're
That
not.
is not what I'm saying. I am not putting people down. I'm saying the stupid mistakes that they make.
No, I think there are just dumb people out there. Like, I'm not saying everybody
Like
is.
I can't believe some of this stuff I'm watching that these people actually thought they were going to get away, and it's not lying. There is no stretch of the imagination when you're watching this.
Right.
This is filmed in actuality, and even when they take them behind closed doors you don't see all. And so it is all, but
Right.
they let you hear,
Right.
and you just like, I cannot believe that somebody in their head thought this was going to fucking work.
Right.
I'm not the brightest bulb in the box.
Right.
But I'm like, I would have known that didn't work. So you gotta wonder what pushed them to try. That's what I want to know.
It's always desperation.
It had either that or somebody's threatening your ass. There
Right.
was one girl that was like, I will die. She's like, I will die.
Yeah.
They will kill me. Like, she was so scared.
Right.
They got other people involved and you didn't even
Right.
see the rest. They just put da 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 da, this is
Yeah.
what happened. So I'm that episode actually made me think, whoa, what is pushing these people to this? The other interesting thing I think about it, sorry, is the dogs. Like when they have those big trucks coming through the borders,
Yeah.
the way, like, depending on what they were tipped off on, would depend on the type of dog. And I am so amazed at these dogs, how they are trained to sniff out drugs. And humans, there's ones that are strictly there just because they get them up underneath and they lay in the bed. Humans, it is amazing to watch these dogs. I'm telling you, you want some interesting stuff. It's Border Patrol, man.
I'll never forget my dad talked about when he was coming home from Africa and they had to go through customs at Pittsburgh. No, actually, I think it was they had to go through customs in New York because that was where they came into the country,
Right.
and then they caught a connecting flight from New York to Pittsburgh.
Right.
But as he said, like, you're sitting there, you're just standing waiting for your turn, and there was an officer, like a border patrol officer, with a dash hound.
Oh.
And the dash hound's just walking along, and all of a sudden had pointed a bag, and there was fruit in there, fruit that they could not bring in to the country.
Yeah.
So like it was like this dog's job was to sniff out these exotic fruits that you could not bring into the country, which I thought was amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, that's the other thing. I'm like, I'm not as dumb as I think I am. They will ask you, do you have anything to declare? And you can only bring so much money in and out of countries and food, stuff like that. So they pull you aside because they're suspicious.
Right.
So right then I'd be like, I'm busted. Here, this is everything I got. what's going to happen to me because you're going to snoop.
If you give me a minute,
Yeah.
I got something I got to poop out too.
You won't believe that process. We'll
Yeah.
get to that in a minute. But like, I would just be like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is all I have. I fucked up. What's my,
Yeah.
what do I got to do? These people don't say shit. And then when they were like, they'll ask them. They're not stupid. Is this your bag? Yes. Did you pack this bag? Yes. Did anybody else have any contact with this bag before you came into the airport? Were you without your bag? And like they ask.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, do you have anything to declare? No. You're not bringing in any illegal this, and that. No. What do you think's going to happen after that, dipshit? They're going to open up the fucking bag to see if you're lying because they're suspicious. They pulled you aside for a fucking reason.
Right.
Yeah. So what if they find the shit and they're like, you didn't declare this. Oh, I didn't know I had to. No, you did because I said, and they said if you would have declared it, they would have just confiscated it. Well, now you got to pay a fucking fine.
Right.
And you ain't leaving that airport until you do.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm just like, I ain't as dumb as I thought it'd be. And then the other one, when they feel you ingested something or have something in your body, they will take you and get an x-ray.
Yeah.
A full body scan, and then they'll take your ass and sit you on the special shitter until you shit that shit out. And they will continue to put shit down your throat, force your body to. I walked.
Yeah.
It is amazing. They got that shit down pat. So, and then they're more concerned of that person dying.
Right.
Because they'll be like, they'll show you the x-rays of how much shit is in their body.
Yeah.
And they're like, this person is going to die if we do not get it out of them.
Right.
Like they will give special medication to force you to do that.
Right.
So they're basically saving lives, if you think about it.
Right.
I mean, your ass is going to jail after that. But just if you want something like that to watch, I'm telling you, Border Patrol in any country. You take your pick.
Yeah.
They have Australia, Britain, Mexico. Doesn't matter. They're all good.
Yeah.
I have not found one that is not good yet. Yeah. So, but Parking Wars, going back to Parking Wars. Yeah. Parking Wars is the reason I decided to never take a trip to Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That show made me say I never want to step foot in Philly. And Ponytail in Detroit, remember him?
Oh yeah.
He's still on there. They show it. There's new episodes, and so I see it come up, and Ponytail is still on there. I laughed hysterically when I saw him. I was like, oh my god, this dude is still freaking doing this.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, that's awesome. And they're still treating him like dirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, nobody's ever gonna respect you. You're a meter maid. But yeah. It's a job.
It is a job.
You just got to have a really good backbone for that. Because, I mean, they're nasty to people. I mean, people are nasty to them. So nasty. They're just doing their fucking job.
But more importantly, you fucked up.
Yeah. That's the funny part about it. People that absolutely refuse to believe they fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's like, you did. You wouldn't even be in the system if you didn't fuck up.
Like, there was one time I could say, I thought, wow, that was a push. And it was he was ticketing somebody for parking in an alley. It was some weird thing. It's well, there's no parking here because there's no curb. It was some weird thing. He was ticketing him, and he was citing a reason. And I was like, man, that's a push. He's parking in a fucking alley.
Oh, you mean him giving the ticket as the push? Yeah, sometimes it was you could have let him go.
Most of the time, it's clearly you're there's a sign right fucking there. No parking here to here from this time to this time. And I mean, it was and you're like, well, you're a scumbag. You giving me a ticket? Well, you fucked up.
And if it's a delivery person, I got fucking tickets in there from you every damn day. Just stop fucking doing it.
Yeah.
How many tickets do you need before something clicks in your head that says maybe I should stop breaking the fucking law?
Well, the problem is those delivery guys, they're being told to break the fucking law.
Yeah, that's true too.
The company will pay that.
But then they shouldn't stand there and berate the fucking ticket guy.
Right.
He knows he's breaking the law. What are you calling him an asshole for? He's doing his job.
Right.
Yeah. Why am I sticking up for them?
But anyway, yeah, but no, like we'd watch those shows. I'm like, well, I'm never going to Philadelphia.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would never drive through Philly,
No.
not even through. Like I will go 150 miles out of my fucking way
Yeah.
to not have to drive through Philadelphia. Because if you park, I'd
Yeah.
be afraid to park in a Sheetz parking lot.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely would be
Actually,
afraid.
out there would be Wawa.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I would be afraid. Walmart, I'd be
Yeah.
afraid to park at Walmart.
Yeah.
They're just rough out there.
They are.
And I don't even consider Philly part of Pennsylvania. It's weird. It's like that's cut in half and you're over there in another
Oh
state.
yeah. Like people don't understand that. And that's the funny thing. Like when you talk to like people from like Europe,
Hmm.
like, and you explain to them like, well, they're like, I love to come to America and like spend like a weekend in like New York and then spend a day down at Disney. And I'm like, how much fucking time do you think you have over a weekend? Like, you
Yeah.
can't you can't like go like from Disney to the Grand Canyon.
Canyon.
Like, I mean,
What do we got like flying DeLoreans all of a sudden?
yeah, like they don't understand the
No.
sheer size.
No.
So like even like somebody who's like from out of state does not understand the size of Pennsylvania
No.
even, and they're like, oh, Pittsburgh, that's close to Philly. I'm like, no, it's about 400 miles.
Yeah, we are nowhere near Philly.
Yeah,
It would be like the same equivalence as someone saying, um, another state, Texas. You got Dallas up here and
Houston,
San Antonio.
Houston,
What I mean? Yeah,
London,
they
San
think it's
Antonio.
like just
Yeah,
a jump across the river, and it's
yeah,
like,
no,
no, Texas is a pretty big state, and it's
yeah,
going to take you forever to get from here to there.
yeah. It's like an all-day trip.
Yeah, yeah, more
Yeah,
so. But like there are states that it is possible though. You know what I mean?
yeah. I
So
mean, there are some smaller states like
yeah,
Delaware. I mean,
right.
obviously Delaware you could probably walk across.
Really? You think?
No, it's Rhode Island is the tiny one. That's the
Okay.
Rhode Island is the
I'm
tiny
terrible
one.
with geography,
Yeah,
you know that.
but like Rhode Island's like the smallest state in the union. That's like the one you can like
Okay.
a healthy person could probably walk across in a
A
day.
healthy person.
Yeah, like I could not. But
We got, I'm rooting for Forrest to run it.
yeah. So
Yeah. But yeah, that's about all I've been watching.
I I watched a rather amusing movie.
Oh.
Let me pull it up here because I want to say the name of it is Lotto, but I think I'm wrong. You know, Jackpot was the name of it.
Oh.
So the basis of the story is in California, things have gotten so fucking grim that they have a lottery. And if you win the lottery, you have to survive until sundown to actually win.
Wait, is this in current time?
It like takes place like a couple of years in the future,
Couple of years.
like 2030.
Because I mean, Blade Runner already happened.
Right, I
So
understand Yeah, I mean,
you can't say that.
It's just a few years in the future, not very far.
Okay.
But like the whole concept is so you enter the lottery, you win the lottery, and now everybody in Los Angeles is trying to kill you,
Excuse me.
who was a part of the lottery. And if they can kill you before sundown, they get your winnings.
Oh my God.
But if now there are rules, like you can't shoot somebody with a gun, you can't use bullets. It has to be
Hand-to-hand combat?
essentially, yeah.
Like,
So
can you opt to not be in this lottery?
yes, you can.
Oh, thank God.
So the main character is played by Aquafina. That's the girl's name.
Is that not a name of a?
Yes, it is. But
Okay.
I don't know the whole story, but that's her. She's a comedian. She's of Asian descent. That's her gig. Anyway, so She wins the lottery by accident.
Oh.
Like she got somebody's ticket,
Oh.
and like it's a ticket that's like you have to enter in by using your thumbprint. And it's like this electrical thing,
Oh.
and so she accidentally thumbprinted it, and when the lottery got drawn, she won.
How do you accidentally thumbprint
Like
something?
'cause she didn't know what it was, so she put
Oh.
her thumb on it. Now
Yeah,
she's
she figured
identified it.
it out. Yeah.
So now she's won the lottery, has no
Oh,
clue what's going on, and
shit.
all of a sudden people are trying to kill her.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then John Cena shows up.
Oh, this is a John Cena movie?
Yes, it's a John
I
Cena
don't know
movie.
that. Why
Yeah.
did you tell me that in the beginning?
Oh, I was getting to it.
I've seen a few John Cena movies in the past.
Yeah. So John Cena shows up, and he says, if you give me 10% of your winnings, I will get you to Sundown.
Oh, I would say okay.
And in this instance, it had rolled over a few times, so the lottery was like 3.6 billion.
Oh my God. Oh, wait, you mean nobody got. Wait, somebody had to die.
I'm not quite sure. Like, they don't explain it, just that it rolled over. But there was no winner.
But either they die or they don't.
I don't know. Again, not explained. Just
I'm just trying to figure it out in my head. So
I understand.
Go ahead.
All they said was it kept rolling over.
Gotcha.
So it was the biggest prize in lottery history.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah. So and then hilarity ensues in an action kind of way.
Oh, this is a comedy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's an action comedy.
I think you did say that,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
So I mean, it's on Amazon. It was amusing. I wasn't
Mhm.
blown away by it, but I wasn't like
You watched it because you thought it was an interesting concept.
I did. And I Aquafina, she was in the one Marvel movie, I can't think of the Seven Rings. Shang-Chi and the Seven Rings. She was in that, and she was amusing in that. I haven't watched anything else she's done, but she was amusing in that, so I thought, well, this will be interesting. And I like Cena. I like Cena a lot as an actor.
Oh, me too.
I like him a lot more as an actor than I ever did as a wrestler.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
I hate saying that because I liked him as a wrestler until he started doing all the acting.
Yeah.
And he plays the goofball very well.
He does. He does a lot of stuff very well. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I hate to say, like, I should say I hate to say that. I like saying
Right.
he does. He's a quality actor. He's not a
Right.
great actor. He's not a phenomenal actor. He's a quality actor.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, he can do his thing. He can, he has a little bit of
Do his
range.
thing.
He has a little bit of range. He can do stuff, but he's not like he's not The Rock,
Right. No, absolutely not.
but also he's not Dave Bautista.
No. No.
Like Dave Bautista's like a serious actor.
Yeah.
Who I'm like, that dude can act.
Right, but like he also can play a funny guy.
Yeah. But like Dave Bautista is so committed, he lost weight.
I know. I seen him recently.
He dropped down to I think he said he was 240 pounds, which you said well, that's huge.
Wow.
But when he was he said he was at my peak I was 325.
Wow.
All muscle.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean that's the thing. This guy was all muscle.
Muscle.
And he's you get typecast into stuff because you're a pro wrestler and you're big and it's I want other roles.
Yep.
I want to do other things.
Yeah.
I don't want to be typecast as the big guy.
Right. The muscle guy.
Yeah. It's even at 250, 240, you're well, that's still pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
But when you look at him, you think he's almost anorexic.
Right.
Because it's
a big change.
Yeah. I mean, you lost 75 pounds.
Yeah, it was I wasn't shocked. I was just wow.
Yeah.
Because it took me a second. Is that Dave Bautista? It took me a second to say, is that him?
Yeah.
And I was oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know where you're at with that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that dude can act.
Yes, he can. I find that out. Was it Blade Runner 2049?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when. Because, I mean, it was always the Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
goes. So when I saw him in Blade Runner 2049, I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
his dude's got it going on. He was that was like it's only in there for a couple minutes, but
Yeah, but it was
he did a damn good. It was like a good scene.
it was memorable, and it was like
Yeah.
impactful. Like, and you
Yes.
thought like, wow, that's completely different from anything you've seen from him.
Yeah. Or seen it at all.
Yeah. And then he did I don't know what the name of it is, but it was an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I had the name on the tip of my tongue. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I know.
But that looked phenomenal. Like, I don't know how good the movie is, but he looks fantastic in it. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I watch it, and I'm like,
Yeah, where's my phone? I need to look up something real quick. Yeah,
That's-
I need to know the name of that one.
Yeah.
It's gonna drive me crazy because it's right here. As soon as I pull it up, I know it'll pop in my head before I look at
and
it.
I know the name I have in my head is wrong.
Wait, hold on. I'm not. Fuck. I want to think of it before I see it. You know.
Yeah.
Um. Maybe I'm thinking of something different then. How long ago was that?
Like last year.
2023, right?
Yeah.
Am I missing something?
No, that's not what I want. There's 4 up here.
Yeah, here you go. Knock at the cabin.
Yeah, that's it.
What did you think it was?
The Cabin in the Woods.
Oh no, that's
That's
not
that's a
that.
completely
Yeah,
different
it's
movie.
over-
I know it is, but I knew there was
Yeah.
a cabin in the name of it. I
Yeah.
couldn't think of it.
Yeah. Well, let's go through the trailer real quick. Yeah, I wanted to see that. What is this on? Peacock. You
Yeah,
can see it
I
on
need to watch-
Peacock.
I need to
Yeah,
watch it, yeah.
I want to watch it. One, it's M. Night and looks good.
Yeah.
Like I don't know because he was like
Yeah. So anyway, I watched this movie, Jackpot. I would recommend it. Like, if you're looking for something to watch, I'm not going to tell you it's a great movie. It's not phenomenal.
Mhm.
It entertained me. 2 hours.
Is it one of those ones you'd be like, that's 2 hours I'll never get back, or you are okay with that?
I was okay with it.
Okay.
Like, no, like, I mean, I like I said, I mean, it entertained me. Like,
Right.
at the end of the 2 hours, I was like, oh, that was fun. You know,
Right.
there were a couple of laugh out loud moments, but I mean, it
You
wasn't.
gotta have those.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, at the end of it, I wasn't like, well, that's the greatest comedy I've ever seen.
Yeah, no.
But also, it wasn't. I wasn't sitting there going, well, that was a waste of my time. It was just,
That's
it was a
good.
good movie. I enjoyed
Good. Yeah.
it. I also watched some of it. I'll get into with Ian, but I watched the season 2 debut of Tulsa King.
I've been wanting to start to watch that.
And you really should.
Every time I go to she's going after my chips. Wait, here, you can have that one. I forgot does she want me to break it up for her?
No.
She's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so cute to watch her eat a potato chip.
Yeah, Sabine enjoys potato chips.
She's gonna crunch. Anyways, every time I go on, it's Peacock, right?
No, it's on Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus because of Big Brother. Thank you. I couldn't remember which one I was going for. It'll come up and show like previews and stuff, and I'm like, God damn, I need to start watching this.
Yeah.
Oops.
Excuse me. Should be fine.
I was just gonna help her. That's all.
But yeah, I mean, it's a show that's right up your alley as far as like the things that you like.
Yeah, and I'm good with Stallone. I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with him. I don't think he's like one of the greatest actors ever, but he's good.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the mob and
Right. I know. I watched trailers and then I saw there was a second because I was like, if there's only going to be one season of this, and then I saw there was going to be a second season, I was like, shit, I gotta start watching it. And every time I say it, I was like, fuck, I'm not watching this yet. But it's also I gotta start watching season 3 of The Bear.
Yeah.
I have to see, but I have to pay attention to that one.
Yeah.
That's a show you have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
It is so quick to go through some of that shit. And if you don't pay attention, you're like, wait, what happened? Who did French? What? And you got to rewind.
And it's the same thing with Tulsa King.
Oh, shit.
Well, only because it gets in depth into like what he's doing,
Right.
like how he's earning,
Right.
how he's figuring out how to earn.
Yeah.
You know, because he's like, I mean, the
Excuse me.
basic concept of the show is he took a fall for the Kingpin, for the Godfather.
Are you gonna be giving me some spoilers?
No, I mean the general concept is he takes the fall and he goes to jail for 25 years.
Okay. All right.
So, and he doesn't say anything. He takes the fall, he keeps his mouth shut, does his time.
Right.
25 years later, he gets out of prison, and he's expecting to be rewarded.
Oh.
Which is what you are.
Right.
Like,
You would be. You kept your mouth shut.
You kept your mouth shut. You took the fall for the Godfather.
But I don't know if that many years later they would remember that.
Well, the head of the family is still the head of the family.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as that's coming,
right?
Yeah.
And like there was still people around who were like, you know. Yeah, we remember you.
I'm just saying, 25 years is a long time.
It is a long time,
especially with shit like that, because people die in that crap all the time.
So he gets out of jail, and he's expecting to be rewarded, and they're like, "We're gonna send you to Tulsa."
Oh.
He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Yeah, it's open. You can go out there."
Oklahoma,
yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure that's the Tulsa.
So he's kind of like, because like the son doesn't want him around because the son's running the organization, really. You know, and the son's like, yeah, I respect what you did for my father, but you gotta fucking go because you're not one of my people.
Okay, but is he play a guy that's like a badass?
Yeah.
Like Stallone does.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a refined badass.
Okay. Because he's been in prison for 25 years.
No, not like that. But he's like, you know, that's the only way. He's smarter than you think.
Okay.
Like you think he's just some
well
dumb mob lieutenant, and he's not.
But see, him keeping his mouth shut and going away for 25 years makes me believe this man's smart.
Right.
Because a smart guy wouldn't do that.
Right.
He would rat everybody out to avoid going to prison.
And all he did was read in prison.
Oh, that's the smartest people right there.
Yeah.
Those people can get scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It's like the first thing he does is he gets off a plane and he's driving into Tulsa and he finds a marijuana dispensary and he immediately goes in and muscles in on that.
My dude, man, yeah. I definitely got to watch his show.
Yeah, I mean it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
And
you already sold it to me. You know,
yeah.
I might go upstairs after this podcast, put freaking episode 1 on.
Yeah, I mean it's worth it. But it's about him trying to grow a business and his fight that like he's like, we're down here, we're earning.
Wait, when you say business, are you talking like a mob business or a legit? Okay,
like a mob business.
Gotcha.
Like he starts getting
because that's all he knows.
Right. Well, right, because that's what he's sent down there to do. Like in his mind, he's like, okay, fine, I'm being sent to Tulsa. My job is to go down here, and my job is to earn. So how do I earn? Well, I got to get my hooks into things.
Right.
So medical marijuana. Well, that's interesting.
Right.
A bar. Okay, that's interesting. An Indian casino. That's like he starts seeing the opportunities and trying to figure out ways to get into them.
Right.
And in the meantime, he's kind of being fucked over. So you gotta
don't tell me everything. Yeah, don't tell me everything.
I don't want to.
I don't want to learn it from you. I want to watch it.
So, but
no offense.
Right. No, none taken. So it's a really good show that I really enjoy. Ian really enjoyed it too.
Oh, Ian has watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's 2 good recommendations there. Yeah.
But like the thing is, like we watched it. Like you know me well enough. Like I don't like mob stuff normally.
No.
But because it had Stallone in it, I was willing to give it a try.
Right.
You
That's
know,
what actually surprises me of this whole conversation. I'm thinking, you don't watch mob stuff. Well, how did
no,
you get into this? Yeah,
Stallone.
Stallone. Yeah, because he can be good.
Well, I mean, to me, he's almost always good. There are some exceptions,
Okay,
but like,
I wouldn't go that far. But I do respect him as an actor. I
yeah,
mean, he's fucking Rambo. I see that's where he gets me. I fucking love Rambo. That's where Stallone hooks me because it's not Rocky.
yeah, I know it's not
I
Rocky,
could never see another Rocky movie as long as I live. I'd be fine with that.
right?
But Rambo, bring him on. I'd watch the stupid shit. I wouldn't even care. Rambo goes to space. Bring it. I fucking love Rambo, man. When he ties that thing around his head, I'm like, shit is gonna happen, and it usually does. But Rocky, you can keep. So for me, but this would be good because I love
Right.
mob shit.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, I could point out the stinkers too, like, stop or my mom will shoot.
You know what? I never even watched that because I just didn't want to. I was like, I don't want to see this.
I'll be honest, I didn't either,
I
because I just thought,
don't want to see it.
Stallone and Estelle Getty,
No.
this can't be a good
And I
mix.
wasn't a Golden Girls fan. I
Yeah.
watched it was on because I didn't hate it, but I'm not. Oh my God, the Golden Girls mugs! I gotta get these. Oh, I gotta have a T-shirt with it. No, I'm not. But everybody that was a Golden Girls fan went and watched that, and I'm like, it's so stupid.
B. Arthur naked. Nice.
Wait, that's not. That's Airheads.
Yeah.
No, that was a good movie. Steve Buscemi is so funny in that movie. Wait, we have what's his name? George of the Jungle dude.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. He actually like looked like a rock star in that movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good one. Yeah, B. Arthur naked.
B.
Oh,
Arthur
wait.
naked. Nice.
Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson,
Judd
yeah.
Nelson. God, that was just the funniest shit. Because you had Chris Farley.
Yeah. Early Farley.
And yeah, and you were just like, the first time I saw that movie, I was like, please tell me where he is going. I want to see his whole spiel through this whole night. Like, that's whose story
Yeah.
I wanted to follow.
Why does this tape smell like piss?
And when he rips the nipple ring
Yeah.
out of I fucking died. I was just like, oh my God. Yeah, he was so funny. He be coming over. Yes, sir. What can I do for you, sir?
Yeah, I mean, 'cause that was early Farley and I was early
Yeah.
Sandler.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. That's a very, very good movie. And you know what? It's one I would watch again and again.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually had it on VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was VHS.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime somebody brings the Golden Girls, that's my first thought is B. Arthur.
naked.
B. Arthur naked. Nice.
What was one of the ones they wanted a football helmet filled with cottage cheese?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why that out of all of them stood out in my head,
Yeah.
even over B. Arthur. If you think if somebody would ask you what did they request, then I would be like a football helmet filled with cottage cheese, and
Yeah.
everybody else would be with B. Arthur naked. You know.
Something tells me not many people would pull B. Arthur naked either. Like,
Yeah, that was a good movie. I recommend it if you've never seen it, but I mean, who hasn't? That would be like saying watch Cable Guy. Who hasn't seen Cable Guy by now, you know?
I have a feeling that I got a feeling if we brought your daughter in right now and asked her if she ever saw Airheads, she would be like, "What?"
She's not, she's too young. When did that come out?
But my point is, there's like an entire generation.
Oh,
Like, yes, if you're Gen X, you should have seen Airheads.
yes.
If you're Gen X, you should have seen Cable Guy. There are movies you can say from our generation that you should have seen. You should have seen Singles. You should have seen,
Oh God,
Yeah.
Singles. Don't
Yeah.
get started on that one.
like there are movies you can definitely say if you're of a certain age, you should have seen these movies.
Correct.
But those same movies don't have don't have the carryover power to like the next generation.
You're talking about like stuff like Beetlejuice and Nightmare on Elm Street, stuff like that.
Right.
Like I'm talking about like stuff that goes over and over.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Nightmare Before Christmas. Everybody and their kid knows that movie.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
there,
Toy Story. Yeah.
there's probably a good chance that she's seen Goonies.
I tell you what, if my kid comes in here and tells me she's never seen Goonies, I'm disowning her.
Yeah, well,
No, I
yeah,
won't do that.
I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, like a movie like that, like E.T., the big guns, like those big movies where,
Right. The
like,
the very first Star Wars that came out.
right. Whereas movies like Singles and Airheads
Yeah.
and stuff like that, it probably,
Or one of my favorite that when people talk about animated movies like Toy Story, Finding Me, and I'm always like, "Did you ever see Road to El Dorado?"
yeah,
No, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh, how has nobody ever seen this? Look at me, I'm a god, I'm a god." Like it's so funny. That movie is so funny.
and it's funny because that movie is memed the shit out of. Like there are all
What?
sorts. Oh yeah, there are all sorts of memes and gifs that come from that movie.
Hi, Beanie. I've never seen. You come across another one. I need to see that. Is there anyone making fun of? Oh, look at me! Oh my God!
Yeah.
And then what was it? Was it Rosie Perez?
Like I've seen it where
She
it's like
did the chick,
yeah,
the one trying to seduce them both.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it where it's like they take that and like they substitute I'm a god for like I'm a Ravens fan.
What? I've
Like
never seen any
oh,
of that.
that's because you don't pay attention to the internet.
No, no, I'm not big on social media, but like stuff like that. No.
Yeah.
You'll have to show me one if you ever see it again because anybody I ever mention that movie to is like, what? And I'll be like, the same people that made Ants? What's that? I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Okay, Emperor's New Groove. Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
You're like, which is a fine movie, and I have in my collection.
Yeah.
I love Emperor's New Groove, and I even have Kronk's New Groove.
But that is one of the few Disney animated movies I like.
That's not Disney.
Yeah, it is. Emperor's New Groove is Disney.
DreamWorks is the one I'm thinking of with the ants and the yeah. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead. You're right.
Yeah, I mean DreamWorks did do a bunch of stuff, and
I spoke before I thought.
yeah, but yeah, Emperor's New Groove, that was a Disney movie.
Freaking hysterical. I love John Goodman in that one. Oh, Eartha Kitt.
Wrong lover.
Just freaking love her. I like that they did a Kronk's New Groove, but I think they should have continued with him. Just have them do something weird. I mean, I know they had the TV show. Remember, I used to watch that.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know why, but I always thrilled me when I would see him go home, and it was always up by, John Goodman's character.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. It's been a while, but
David Spade.
no, David Spade played the king.
Cusco, yeah.
Cusco.
Yeah.
I'm talking about John Goodman
Okay.
and his wife.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I can't remember that.
Was it Sharon Stone that did his wife?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, they were living on where the movie ended.
Yeah.
So I always got a kick out of seeing, hey, they're still up there together and they're still besties,
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, get a little kick out of that. And then, Kronk was still in it.
And Cusco would come and visit them all the time and wreak
Yeah,
havoc.
Eartha Kitt was always out to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. it was a cute, fun continuation, but I don't know why I was watching it.
Because you were infatuated with the movie.
I still am. I'll pop that movie on any freaking time and watch it, and I'll never get bored of it.
Like you were so it was like at one point like you were like so infatuated with that movie that like you were like recording a children's show.
Yeah.
To like continue the story. Like
Yeah.
you were that in love with that, like those characters and stuff.
I think I was looking for my Hey Arnold moment.
Yeah.
Like when they finally put out that little mini movie to show you how Arnold ended up with his grandparents and stuff. And then
Right.
I think I wanted a Kronk, or not a Kronk, Cusco
Yeah.
ending, like that, because that Hey Arnold mini movie like finalized
Yeah.
a children's show for me. I don't know. You get involved in that shit. You can't tell me I'm the only person that was like, can't wait to see what he's up to today.
No,
You know?
I'm not saying you were. And I mean, like,
Because we know the Emperor was into all kinds of shit.
right.
It was fun
Because,
to
like,
watch.
I mean, I'll admit, like, I mean, obviously, like, I watched Batman the animated series and Superman the animated
Yeah, but
series.
they were always like fighting crime and shit.
Right, but still, it was meant to be a children's show.
I would not recommend letting little children watch Batman the animated series
I'm not
with
saying.
the Joker.
I'm
Not in this day and age.
no. Okay.
Maybe when we were kids, but not now.
In 1990, 91, it was things were a little different.
Nah. Because in the 90s is when I had kids, and nah.
But even then, like, I mean, even now, like, I mean, I watched the entire run of Voltron on Netflix. Like they did their own version of
It's
Voltron.
like a nostalgia thing for you.
But it's still it was, I mean, and the Dragon Prince, that's another cartoon I absolutely love.
I never heard of that one.
It's a Netflix show, and I mean it's
Uh,
it's very good. I mean, I would say it's not meant for small children. It's meant for teens.
yeah.
I watched the entire run of both Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra, the sequel show to that. And again, I mean that was meant for like tweens and teens.
Yeah.
You know, um,
Oh, I'm not saying it's
But I
bad to
mean-
watch that stuff.
Right.
I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff. If I was in my early 20s having children right now, I would not let them, because it's just so real. And like, if you would let like a little kid watching Batman the animated series, and you have the Joker kidnapping shit and doing this and that, and then you wonder why your kid's a little goofy. Hey, what is this the shit they're watching on TV? They're trying to relate it to real life because of the way it is today.
I mean that's where I would think not having kids. I would think first off, you don't start them off like I would not sit a 3-year-old down and make them watch Batman the
That's what
animated
I'm
series.
talking about now.
You start them off with something more kid friendly like Batman Brave and the Bold, which was meant for children.
Right.
It's a much lighter take on Batman.
I wasn't saying small. I'm saying you would choose at what age your children would be able to watch that and not take it like it.
Right. Like
You know
10.
what I mean? Yeah.
Like at 10, you're like, okay, it's time for you to
Yeah.
it's time for you to watch this.
You understand what entertainment is at this point, so
Right.
this is something to entertain you, not to take in.
Right.
Because young kids are so, and I never realized that having little grandkids like that in my house now, they are so impressionable.
Right.
Everything you do, say, and they see, they relate to real life. So
Yeah.
you would wait until they're that age to be able to understand, oh, this is only entertainment.
Right. I mean, it would be like,
Right.
okay, here's WWE,
Right.
and now why are you giving a flying elbow to your sister
Exactly.
off the top of the couch?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not stuff you would watch in front of them or introduce them to until they're able to understand entertainment purposes.
Why are you trying to do a 450 splash?
I shouldn't laugh because there have been,
Right.
yeah, accidents. So, but yeah, if that happened in my house, I'd be like, that's your influence.
Yeah.
Why are we taking Luna to the emergency?
Yeah.
Sean showed Cece John Cena's finishing move.
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh. Because it could happen somewhere. Yeah.
Why did you just give Luna a crossroads?
Wait, speaking of that, who is that? Will Ospreay? You have her doing now?
Yeah.
Sean has my granddaughter giving him the little off spray. What is that even
It's a
called?
crown.
Okay.
Because when he was in New Japan, he was part of a faction. He was the leader of the faction called the United Empire.
Right.
And when he left New Japan, like, and that was their thing. Like they would, like, after they attacked somebody or beat
Yeah.
somebody, they would all put their crowns above their head,
Right.
as
Right.
part of the United Empire. And so when he kind of came back over to AEW, he still kind of does the crown thing.
Right.
So
Right. But I think it is just so gosh darn cute to see her be like,
yeah, she puts her little crown up.
I'm like, yeah, she knows what she's doing. Yeah, we got to teach her other stuff though, because there's other wrestlers out there. Definitely not Jeff Hardy. He did some. No, I don't need my granddaughter walking around doing that.
They're walking around like stone cold. Just
God.
it's like,
No, she'll smash the can over Luna's head or something. I don't know.
like, Cece, what do you think you're doing? She's like, what? You're being bad right now. What?
What?
You want to see Cece raise some hell? Give me a hell yeah!
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
Pound
No, my daughter doesn't need that.
Pounding down a bottle of milk.
She'll be like, I'm going to rethink my living arrangements.
She
My
just
children are getting violent toward me.
Grandma, you want to know what I think of that? Double bird!
Yeah, she'll definitely move. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't teach my kid that, or my grandkids that. The one I'm worried about is right there is Sabine. She gets, she sits there and watches that shit right there with you.
She does.
You know who? I'm sorry, she went to jump and I wanted to see where she was going before, because she sees the other ship
Yeah.
and I don't care. Anyways, remember how Ahsoka used to sit half on my shoulder and watch Star Wars Rebels with me?
Yeah.
And she would sit beside me and watch. Now that's two chips we have to find when we're done. Okay,
Yeah.
just so you know. Anyways, unless she took it upstairs. Wow. She is very excited over that chip. So anyways, what was I saying?
Ahsoka would sit at your
Yes.
shoulder watch Rebels.
Rebels, yeah. Finding Dory, she loved too.
Yeah.
Remember, I have like a whole video of her just sitting there she sat there the whole entire movie, watching that whole entire movie. She liked Dory for some reason.
Yeah.
Nemo, she would watch, but not
As much.
Yeah, Dory I think it was the octopus, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's why I started collecting them. Yeah. Anyways, why were we talking about that?
I don't know. We're just,
Oh, because Cece was giving you the symbol.
yeah.
Yeah,
The Will Ospreay symbol.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I like that. But we need to figure out one, and I like Will Ospreay, but we need to not Jeff Hardy.
No.
What is nah, Darby's too dark. I gotta find
Darby doesn't really have a hand gesture anyway.
No, he does that crawling on the floor. And,
Yeah.
But I can't say MJF because he's just cocky.
Yeah.
You gotta catch me up on that. I haven't been hearing because of not watching it every week now. What's been happening? Unless you want to discuss it off air.
And we discuss it off here. People are bored with the wrestling talk.
Yeah. One more thing I want to mention about what I watched.
Okay.
Okay, just real quick. I'll make it quick because I don't know if we're at the end or not.
No, we're good.
Okay. One more thing. It was a real life, thing, crime, drama, whatever. And this is where I need to get like somebody's opinion that watched both. Because there was one on Netflix and one on Hulu.
Right.
And it was about the Scott Peterson thing.
Okay.
Do you remember Scott Peterson?
Vaguely.
For those of you who don't remember Scott Peterson, he's actually in the news recently, but he was the one that was put in prison for murdering his pregnant wife and dumping her body in the river or whatever. And whenever they found her, her body did things because the baby.
Yeah.
I can't say because it's just
Right. Yeah.
it's too hard for me to talk like that because
Right.
I'm a woman. I
Right.
feel for the woman. I can't imagine what she went through. But anyways, here's my problem with it. If you watch one, and I'm pretty sure it was the one on Hulu I watched first, it actually makes you believe that he was innocent. But if you watch the one, and I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix, I can't remember which. If I confused the two, I apologize. But my sister was like, "You need to watch the one on the other one, if it was Netflix or Hulu or whatever." And it makes you be like, "That motherfucker killed her."
Right.
And she didn't watch the other one that made him look innocent. She watched the one that made him look, and she's like, "You need to watch that one, and I don't need to see anything else."
Right.
So I need somebody that watched both of them like I did and tell me if I'm fucking nuts. That one made you think that maybe perhaps he didn't have anything, but then you watch it and you say, "This motherfucker killed her."
Well,
You know?
that's the thing you don't like. People don't understand about a documentary. As much as somebody will tell you, well, a documentary is meant to be informative, it still has somebody's opinion attached to it.
Right, right.
The documentarian is trying to tell you their version of the story.
I get that.
So it's never like a prime example. Last week, I watched a documentary about a guy named Connor Stallions. And
I'm sorry, who?
Connor Stallions.
Wait, is this a person?
Yes.
I don't know who this person is.
Well, he was an assistant on the coaching staff at the University of Michigan. And he was being accused of advanced scouting other teams' signals in college football games. Now,
Okay.
you can in college, like in the NFL, they don't give signals because they have a direct communication with the quarterback
Right.
and a direct communication with the middle linebacker.
I remember this. You were telling me this before. I remember this. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So anyway,
Thank you. I remember who this is now.
So at the end of this documentary, which is a good documentary, like one of the major questions that hangs over this controversy is, did the head coach, Jim Harbaugh, know what Connor Stallions was doing? Connor Stallions says no, he did not.
Okay.
He also claims he's innocent. He never sent anybody to do any advanced scouting.
Okay.
But if there was any advanced scouting taking place, Jim Harbaugh did not know about it. And Connor Stallions was willing to fall under grenade,
Ooh.
basically, to keep Jim Harbaugh innocent.
Right.
So at the end of the documentary, if you watch that, it leads you to believe, because Connor Stallions is being interviewed for this documentary.
Okay.
He's the one telling the story.
Right.
And so at the end of it, you're led to believe, no, Jim Harbaugh probably did not know anything about this, based upon the point of view that the documentary takes.
Okay.
I could probably do another documentary, and I could show you beyond a shadow of a doubt, Jim Harbaugh knew what the fuck was going on.
Right.
But the documentary doesn't take that route, and it doesn't take a route that's in between to it makes you feel like, okay, yeah, Connor Stallions acted on his own. Well, I'm sorry, how does Connor Stallions make enough money as like a staff assistant on a college football team,
right,
to be able to buy all these tickets and get people to these games,
yeah,
so that they could record the games for him,
right,
and send him? It doesn't add up. There has to be somebody funding this,
right? But yeah. I get you on this one, but the problem that I'm having with this one is the facts are still the same in
Right.
each documentary.
But the documentarian is giving you the information based upon their
Uh,
point of view.
I agree to an extent because, like, on this documentary, like, they had his sister on there, like, my brother's innocent, and she
Right.
like debunked every theory about him going fishing that day in the same fucking location she was at. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
she had like good, like, why was he dyeing his hair blonde and hanging around the Mexican border? And she'd be like, well, because of this, you know. And you'd be like, well, yeah, I can understand why he would do
Right.
that. But then you get over, it's the same fucking facts. He dyed his hair, he stuck around, but then they're like, well, this is the reason why. I just,
Right. Because
I
it's
agree with you.
right. So that's what I mean. Like,
Yes.
it's very rare to watch a documentary and not come out of it with a certain point of view, because that's the point of the documentary. The documentary, even though we want to think their intention is noble, many times they're trying to push an agenda or a point of view because this is their belief.
Right. And
So
you don't want to think like they're trying to steer you wrong. They just want you to like learn the truth.
right.
But if you have somebody making another one about the same fucking subject, but they're on a different side of the fence, you don't know which side to fucking believe because they're both convincing.
Right.
Like, okay, so the one that my sister got me hooked on, The Making of the Murder. Okay,
Right.
so they have the 2 seasons out there. I've been dying to know if they're making a third one because I need to know what the hell happened to this dude. Like, I know
Right.
he's still in prison. I know the shit's still going on, but the first season had you believing this dude was fucking guilty, and then the second season came out with a new lawyer, new detective, all this other crap with all
Right.
this new evidence. Now you're like, this dude's sitting in prison all this time, and neither one of these dudes are guilty.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like a mind fuck almost.
It is, but that's what I mean. Unfortunately, that's
But it makes you question. It makes you question what you believe in. It absolutely does when you watch two sides of the fences with the same subject,
right.
especially when it's real life and people are actually in prison over this shit.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I agree with you because I mean,
Yeah.
you're right because I mean this is a documentary, the two documentaries that take two opposing views,
Right.
and I've seen that before with other subjects, and at the end of it, you're like, well, you both have made compelling cases,
Yeah.
and I don't know enough to know. Like I'm watching this to be educated, and I'm still as confused as I was before I watched them.
And you know who I feel bad for is the jury because they're getting all that information we just got.
Right.
And they had to decide.
Right.
I don't think my anxiety could handle that. I'd
No.
be like, I cannot, like, especially when there's something like the, is Scott Peterson on death row?
I don't know.
If it had something to do with that,
Right.
I'd be, I don't want to be the one. I'm not, there is nothing in me that wants to judge somebody enough to whether they live or die. I do
Right.
not, whether they're guilty or innocent, I don't care. I don't want to be that person. Yeah, so these documentaries, man, need to stop. Stop sending this. Because every time a new one comes up, you're like, oh, I forgot about that one. Because you think they already covered them all.
Right.
But then you're like, this one came up, and I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about this one.
Yeah.
So it's like, Jesus Lord, there's so many out there. There is a lot of that out there.
Oh yeah. I mean,
On
that's
all of them. They're like trying to compete to see who gets the best person that did this shit. You know what I mean? They're competing.
oh yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're into that shit, watch that. Border Patrol though, that's where it's at. I'm telling you, I will recommend that shit for just the pure entertainment factor alone. You're like, yeah, I ain't so stupid. Anyways, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So we'll wrap up with my experience of going to a high school football game.
Yay, we get to hear about this.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Tell me everything.
Well, okay, so let me explain. So last month, like I usually take like an extended weekend. So I'll take like a Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday. I use paid time off to like take 2 days off instead of taking a vacation like a normal person does.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a normal person. I haven't had a vacation in years.
Right, I understand that. I'm just saying, like,
Years.
the average person out there, like they're more than happy to take a week or two off and do whatever.
Yeah, I would take a week other than what you do.
Right. Like I'm not that person. I'm not going to travel anywhere.
No.
I don't feel the need to be off for a full week. But like taking like 2 days off, giving myself a short week just to like chill.
Since I've known you, you've never been like that.
Taking a week off?
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
because I remember when we were planning the vacation to Philly, because that's why Philly came up. We were going to
Right.
go, we were going to take a train,
Yeah, we're gonna take a train to Philly.
stay over 2 nights, and
Yeah.
then take a train home.
Yeah.
And you were like, I am not taking a whole week off. And I'm like, but you would need to. And he's like, I'm not. I'm like, we ain't going to Philly. But then parking wars didn't matter.
Yeah.
I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I don't know. So,
I just wanted to like reiterate, you do
Right.
not do
like
that.
I'm not I'm just not a fan of taking vacations.
No.
Everything else that's involved with it, I like. I understand why people do it to an extent. Like I hate those people who like, oh, I was off for a week and a half and I need a vacation from my vacation. Like, the fuck did you do?
I've said I've said that. When I went to Mexico,
Yeah.
I was running more. I was with military people. They had you up at the crack of the.
Like,
I had to follow their itinerary.
I am sorry. You should not need a vacation. Like the whole
I
point of a
did.
vacation was to relax.
If you remember when I came home from Mexico, I died for 2 days.
I remember.
I was like, I'm glad I took the couple extra days from work.
But that's these like I hear these people, or used to when I was in the office. I'm like, oh yeah, it was amazing, but I need a vacation from my vacation. I'm exhausted. I'm like, the fuck.
You know.
So like I know what.
Because of me.
Right. I understand that. I'm just
Because
saying.
I take vacations.
Right. I look at people who take like if you're that person who's like my vacation has to be we're on the go. I'm sorry. I have no idea what your point of this is. Like,
Yeah, but usually I take vacations like that, and they're not normally my vacations. I'm just tagging along.
Right.
I don't get to make the decisions.
And again, I'm not saying those people are right or wrong. I'm not judging them.
No, I know.
But to an extent, I'm like, I don't get it because what's the point?
Right.
Like, if you spend like 10 days traveling and running around like a madman,
Right.
I would much rather do what I do.
Right.
Right. So
I completely understand that.
So I took the 2 days off, and I planned this out a month ago. So if I request days off, I got to do it about a month in advance.
Yeah. Got it.
So I put in for the PTO, and I'm looking, and I see like just out of coincidence, my alma mater, my high school, South Allegheny, is playing a home game that day on the Friday I've picked. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I haven't been to a game in a number of years. I think the last home game I went to, the last high school football game I went to, Jesse James was playing for South Allegheny.
Wow.
Yeah, he who ended up going to Penn State and was a Steeler.
Right.
Drafted by the Steelers. Like,
yeah, you told me about him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to explain to other people.
Sorry, I apologize. Sorry.
Yeah, he went to my high school. He ended up, he played for Penn State. He was drafted by the Steelers. He's played in the NFL. He played in the NFL for a number of years. So that's like the last high school game I went to. Because it was like, okay, this kid's going to Penn State. That never happens for my high school. Like
No.
it does. No, like kids go to college, but they go to like Indiana University or Allegheny College.
Right.
They in Indiana. When I say Indiana, I mean Indiana, Pennsylvania. Not the Indiana University.
IUP.
Yeah, IUP.
Where my nephew and niece graduated from.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are people out there, when I say Indiana, they're thinking, I mean,
the state.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. I get that.
Right.
I understand why.
Right. So like it's small colleges, like
Yeah.
it's not big time college football from my high school.
Right.
So when you hear somebody's like, well, yeah, he's going to Penn State, you're like, okay, I've got to see this kid.
Yeah.
You know, so that was the last game I went to. My high school, traditionally, we suck. Like, I will tell you now,
Wow.
we normally suck. Like, we haven't won a playoff game since 1987.
Wow.
Yeah. This was the first 4-0 start my high school has had since 1977.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, we stink.
Yeah, they keep saying that.
It's true. Like, I'm not like, even when I went to high school, we had one winning season. When I was on the team, 1988, we had a winning season. 89 and 90, we won 3 games each season.
Oh.
Like, we suck. You know.
Okay.
So.
Jeez.
And
I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, and
I'm trying to be nice.
And it's a tradition that's continued. I mean, we've had winless seasons since, I mean,
Okay.
so now all of a sudden it's a big game,
Right.
and since the last game I went to, we've actually opened a new stadium.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my.
So they no longer play down in Glassport Field. They have Gladiator Stadium on campus.
Oh.
Like, it's up at the high school is where the football stadium is now.
Right.
So I decided I'm gonna go to a game. Now the problem became, and I assumed this because I'm like, okay, I still know the high school relatively well. Parking is going to be a pain in the ass.
Correct. As any high school game.
Right, but even more so because like my high school is small, and there wasn't a ton of parking when I went to school there. They've opened a couple of new lots, but still, it is small.
Right.
So I decided, well, I'm going to get there between 5:30 and 6.
Okay.
And should be able to find a spot, no problem.
Right.
Boy, was I wrong.
Oh.
I had a bit of a walk.
Yikes.
And I didn't understand why people were not going into the stadium. Like, why are people sitting around? What is going on? Why, it's homecoming. So they have a parade around the high school. And then, so people were sitting up for the parade.
Right.
Meanwhile, I walked into the stadium. And the stadium's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not extravagant. I mean, I think on the home side, they can fit 2,000 people and another 500 on the visitor side.
Okay.
But it, like the entryway is very nice. I was able to get myself, I bought a couple of Gatorades because I was like, I'm just going to sit in my seat. I'm not getting up.
Right. Let's have to pee.
Yeah. And I figure I'm going to go sit down. I sat at the 40-yard line. Like, I walked all the way to the other side of the stands. I mean, and it's just metal stands, nothing spectacular. Mm-hmm. And then as I was sitting there, I saw my friend Jason Knoll.
Right.
We talked, we sat together, we watched the game together, which was nice.
Yes.
SA lost.
Sorry.
Yeah, by 10 points.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was like one of those things where like you reached a point where like, okay, they're not coming back. So we left early. But it was cool to be there. It was cool to see the field. It was like one of those things where it's like, man, these kids just don't know what we went through.
Right.
Because like the stadium I played in 30 years ago was a shithole.
Right.
It was a shithole.
Yeah.
You
You keep saying shithole.
It was a shithole.
Like
at one point my sophomore year, they condemned it.
Oh shit.
Because of asbestos.
I'm sorry, because of what?
There was asbestos on the pipes. It's
What's
like
asbestos?
it's like it was an insulation that was used
You're
in like
saying
the
asbestos?
asbestos. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You stuck a bee in there, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
am I thinking the wrong thing? But no, yeah,
Yeah. Asbestos. Yes.
yeah.
So yeah, like they had to condemn it to have that
Wow.
removed.
Jeez.
Yeah. So like when I say that
Can't
stadium
wait
was
to go visit that place.
so when I say that stadium was a shithole,
Yeah,
it was a shithole.
yeah.
But it was my shithole.
It was my shithole.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of my shithole.
Well, like it was like that. So because it was like this thing like so you had this locker room and like it was like dank, you know. It was because it was just a giant cement.
No, like I know, but it's like I think about being a parent, and like I would not want my kid in a. Yeah, go play football. It's just a little dank and dreary, but you'll get through it.
Well, so here's what made it great though.
Like gross.
It's
Oh,
game night. You're in the locker room. You know the coach would give a pregame speech, and then you'd kneel down for the Lord's Prayer.
right, right, right.
And then we would all exit, and you go out the door, and you went to the right, and you went down this tunnel, which ran like all the way down the stadium, which
Right,
this stadium went from goal line to goal line.
right, right,
It was a big cement structure.
right.
But that tunnel was dimly lit with like very few light bulbs. And the light
Oh,
bulbs it did have were like 10 watts.
oh shit.
Like it was like dark.
Ew.
Like you were walking down, like
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wouldn't want my kid to experience
the
this.
only light was coming from the end of the tunnel. Really.
Wow.
You know. And I mean it was a grass field,
Right.
you know, which they don't have now.
No.
You know, it's field turf.
Oh, okay.
Like and there was just something to that stadium that like I loved. I can't explain it.
Hmm.
Like I'm not mad. Like I understand progress happens, and you had to get away from that stadium.
Right.
You had to build this. You had to upgrade. You have to do these
Right.
things. I understand that. I'm not like I can't believe they're tearing it down. No, it needs to come down. Like I understand that. It probably should have come down 30 years ago.
Right. Right.
But there's also a part of me that's like you kids now don't understand
No.
what that felt like.
Nope.
Like that walk down the tunnel meant something.
Yeah. Now all they get is creepy feelings.
Well, but it's even like you'd walk down that tunnel, and then you'd come out of the tunnel, and then you'd go out onto the field because you were right there at the end zone. So you huddle up at the goal post,
Mm-hmm.
and the band would line up starting at the goal line going out. And so, your coach would like give you the signal, and you'd run between the band,
Mm-hmm.
the tunnel the band made, and then you'd kind of like come out at like the 30 or 40-yard line. You'd jump around for a second, and you go to the sideline.
Jump around.
Jump around, like, jump around,
Oh,
try to get the crowd
going.
fired,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were doing a crisscross thing.
No.
Or...
Jump! Daddy Mac will make you. Jump!
Did
jump.
you have your uniform pants on backwards?
No, not like
Were
that.
you pulling a Marky Mark and showing your drawers?
No, wasn't doing that.
Okay, so it was just a jump around to
Yeah.
get the crowd excited.
Yes.
I'm with you.
But that's what you had. Okay?
Right.
Now, they come up to the stadium, and they have this fancy sound system, and they have this fancy scoreboard with a video on it. And so now, when they come up, they play it's Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses.
Of course.
That's what they come onto the field to, and
could we be any more original?
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. And I thought about this. What modern song would fire up a crowd like that. I mean, you've got.
Welcome to the Jungle is not a modern song.
That's my point. Like
There's a lot of them.
There's no song today
No,
that
not today.
I would play to fire up a team in a crowd. Like the greatest entrance in college football is Virginia Tech, and they take the field to Enter Sandman. And when that song starts playing, like you get that guitar at the beginning, right?
I know.
But then when the drum hits,
I know.
the entire crowd bounces to the drum beat.
Yeah.
And it is a sight to behold.
Right.
Like whether you like Virginia Tech or not, that is the greatest entrance in college football.
Whether you like Metallica or not.
Yeah, and they're coming out to a 30-plus-year-old song. You know.
Yeah, that song still holds shit today.
Right, but that's my point. Is like there is no song today that
There is. Here's the problem: is you don't listen to more fucking music than. Tell me one fucking band today that you listen to.
None.
That's my point. So how would you know?
Okay, so you tell me what is the modern day equivalent to Welcome to the Jungle?
I'm not saying that I have a song that's modern to the Welcome to the Jungle. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, how would you know you don't listen to modern day music? So how would you know if there's a fucking song that's relatable to Welcome to the Jungle?
Because there's not.
There is.
And you know it.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Next week, I will write in.
Okay.
If Ian's back on, I will write in and tell you the song. Give me 1 week and I'll come up with
There's
something.
just not music to fire you up.
I beg to differ. And I'm begging to differ not even knowing. Because I'm only trying to prove that how would you fucking know? Because you don't listen to anything modern. Anything.
Teams come out to AC/DC Thunderstruck.
Okay, you can stick AC/DC up your ass. I will take Guns N' Roses any day.
Okay.
But I'm saying Welcome to the Jungle, not Enter Sandman, because Enter Sandman, I can't top that one. But because it's not like a fan or not, Enter Sandman is just a fucking song that you should love. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you like rock and roll. Enter Sandman is a cool fucking song. One of the coolest out there. Put Metallica aside. But I'm going to prove you wrong. Give me a week. And I will prove you wrong.
I mean, I couldn't even name a modern band that I would think.
We don't even do that here. Isn't that like a Styx or a Tommy Shaw song that we do?
Well, for the Steelers, it's Renegade, yeah.
Yeah, so what are you talking about? Renegade gets them worked up.
Yeah, that's a song from the 70s.
I'm not talking about modern day. I'm just saying another song in general.
Right. But my point is, like, I couldn't even name a band, a modern day band that you could say, oh, yeah, that would be a stadium anthem.
You can't even name a modern day band.
It's all country music and rap.
I don't listen to country. Don't even.
That's all the kids listen to is country and rap.
Fucking hate country, man. Country music should be abolished. I need to like run for Congress, and the only thing I want is country music to be abolished. That's all I want. That's all I want. Everything else you can deal with. I will be your yes man as long as you abolish country music. That's how much I fucking loathe. I don't get country music. I don't. And I don't know if it's because I was tortured with it as a small child, and it wasn't because my father listened to classical Beethoven, Bach, stuff like that. My mother listened to all kinds of shit, but the reason country music I just hated so much is because when we lived in Uniontown, we lived above our business, and they had a bandstand down there, and it was always country music, and I had to get up for school the next day, but the bandstand was right below my bedroom.
Right.
And that's all I just grew to hate the sound. There's nothing good about country music sound-wise. There isn't. For me.
Right.
I go ahead listen to whatever you want to, but for me, so no.
Okay.
No. But I just can't believe you can't even name a modern day band. It just blows my mind. Like I always thought you and I was on like musically the same page almost. Not always because your love for Bruce Springsteen, but everything else I always thought like, you know what I mean? But like with you not wanting to like because I have the Sirius XM in my car, I hear like I have my program.
Right.
They do play new music here and there, and I'll be like, oh, I never heard this, and I'll stupidly I'll take a screenshot of my like a picture of it so I remember. But it's new stuff this day, and I'll be like, that doesn't sound too bad.
Okay.
It's not what we grew up with because I think music is but it just baffles me you don't listen to anything new.
Hey, in my opinion, music ended the day Nirvana dropped. Smells like Teen Spirit.
God, that is such a terrible fucking remark.
Because well, no, here's the problem. And I've said this before, and
Seriously, man.
here's the problem. I've said it before, and I will say it again. I was a goody two shoes growing up, and all the music I listened to was about getting drunk and getting laid.
Fair.
And I was waiting to get to the party. And when I was ready to get to the party ended. Because Nirvana and Pearl Jam and all these bands were not about getting drunk and getting laid. It was about, how awful the world is and what can we do to change it. And I wanted to get drunk and get laid.
Not me. I didn't want to change the world, but I was willing to evolve with the music. God, I love grunge, man. I still listen to grunge. That's actually half my program fucking song radio stations in my car deal with grunge.
Like, with few exceptions, like Chris Cornell, obviously.
Obviously.
Stone Temple Pilots, which really isn't grunge in my opinion.
No, I don't think they're too much grunge now. But
they get
more
lumped.
like rock.
Yeah, but they get lumped in because they came in that time. Even though they're not from Seattle, it was like, well, they're grungy.
Yeah, well, how do you think Queensryche feels?
Well,
yeah.
I agree. I understand. Yeah, there wasn't too much music that came out in the 90s. I was like,
other than Chris Cornell, you can't name any other influence.
Pearl Jam 10 is an amazing album. I can't deny that. Maybe one of the greatest albums ever made. But anything he made after that I thought was garbage. Hootie and the Blowfish, their first album's amazing, but they're not grunge. Creed, I like Creed.
No, I'm talking like bands that came out during the time that Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, they were like main names, but like back like Concrete Blonde. They're like one of the greatest bands that come out of that era, and nobody like you is like, eh. But if you listen to their music, like she's just amazing.
9 Inch Nails.
I do like 9 Inch Nails.
But like Pretty Hate Machine debuted in '89. Alice in Chains. I'll give you Alice in Chains. Like I think Alice in Chains is okay.
I didn't want to mention them because I think they're number uno.
Many people do. Like I can't. And I mean
that's because of Wayne Stanley, because of who he was.
Right. There are a number of songs that I like by them, but like I wouldn't go out of my way to see him in concert.
But Wayne Stanley had one of the greatest vocals out there at that time, other than Chris Cornell.
And I'm not denying that. But again, I was looking for nothing but a good time.
Not me. I was looking for the meaning of fucking life and why I was here.
I
But here, okay, on the flip side, that wasn't all I was listening to because if you remember, Duran Duran was coming back on the scene with the Wedding album,
right.
and you had all that. I was listening to that too. The only thing I can guarantee you I wasn't listening to was fucking country.
Right. I understand that.
So I was into grunge, but I was into this, I was into that. You know what I mean? Like, I went to see Saigon Kick live for crying out loud. That was a big hair metal band at the time,
Right.
supposedly,
But I mean, I mean,
And on the same page, I went and saw Tone Loc live.
right.
So I was flip flop.
I mean, I saw Depeche Mode live in the '90s. Like,
Eddie, you always gotta rub that in my face. You bastard.
Sorry.
I'll make you pay for that.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, but that was an '80s band that evolved as,
Yes.
Yes. But they had evolved into a darker form in what '87 or '88 with Music
Okay,
for the Masses.
I have a question for you. Okay. I want you to name one artist that has passed. They're gone. That you never saw live, but you regret that you never seen live in any era. It doesn't matter when.
I'll give you two:
Okay. Because I know you know mine.
Freddie Mercury and Prince.
Okay.
Like I have always said if I had the ability to have a time machine, I would go back and I would see Queen like on
Live
the
Aid.
no, not even Live Aid.
No, I want a Live Aid.
But Live Aid would be cool.
That would have blew my mind.
Right. But like seeing them live at Wembley Stadium, like when the It's a Kind of Magic tour or something, would have been amazing.
Yeah.
And Prince, like Purple Rain Prince, like that would have been amazing to see.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like
yes.
that era of Prince, even maybe a little bit later, like not so much the thimble.
No.
But like that era of Prince, like the mid to late '80s would have been.
Rain would be my preference.
I mean, maybe
he's not on my list, but
right.
If I had Purple Rain Prince.
Yeah. I know for you it's Bowie.
Absolutely. Like David Bowie would have been the only one, and it would have been the '80s one. I would have when he was doing Let's Dance Modern Love, but he was also doing he was pulling in a little bit of the Glass Spider stuff in
right.
Because it was a combination of Stardust and Bowie, and right there would have been like, yep, that's the one I want to see live. I don't have
the Glass Spider tour would have been the one to see.
Right, but I would also I wouldn't have minded the early '80s. I really wouldn't because I fucking love Bowie. Bowie's like God in the music to me. But I can honestly say I don't have a second one. Bowie's the only one. Like I would have loved to see Freddie Mercury live. I freaking love Queen. But if I had to choose somebody, it's gonna be Bowie.
Yeah.
Because I saw Chester, I saw Chris Cornell. Bowie would have been the one. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with him.
Okay. I mean that makes sense. That makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of anybody else, and for me, and those are the only two that Bowie would obviously be there as well.
Don't get me wrong, I would have loved to see Alice in Chains live. If I had to choose a second one, it would be Alice in Chains, but that's only because I've seen Linkin Park and all that, and I've seen Toll.
Yeah.
But they're not dead. We're talking about dead people. I would love to see Lane Stanley. Alice in Chains when Lane Stanley was alive.
A third one, I would say, is Tom Petty.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I never saw Tom Petty live, and I thought,
no, yeah.
I
would have been a good one.
I remember. Can't remember what year it was. I'm going to say it was 1982, I think. But I remember watching a concert film on PBS.
Oh.
And it was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers
live. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like the thing I remember. I mean, obviously it wouldn't have gone over very well with a modern audience,
Yeah.
but he was doing Born to Rebel. And
Uh,
as they were doing Born to Rebel, the Confederate flag dropped
right,
behind
right,
them. And
right,
I was like,
right. Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
that shit was
Petty.
not,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, not at all.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Tom Petty would have been
I mean,
cool.
that was a great concert to watch,
Yeah,
but it's not the same as like being in the stadium or the arena and seeing it
right.
live.
Yeah. Am I terrible for not saying Nirvana? No, I would have rather seen Alice in Chains. I would have rather seen Lane Stanley because his voice was just fucking amazing. He was like an angel when he sang.
Yeah, like I mean, like I feel fortunate that we saw Chris Cornell live.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know,
And Chester.
and Chester. But I mean,
What?
like,
Three? I can't remember how many times we saw him. Three, four,
yeah,
whatever.
so like,
Doesn't matter.
but like seeing like that concert, like
Yeah, but
it's
that's you. You got the fucking touch on.
right,
Excuse me for interrupting you, but you got the fucking touch on. It was a different experience for you.
right. But at the same time, though, like it was just that thing of like sometimes you hear somebody and they just don't live up to like how they sound recorded.
No. No, they do not.
Like when I saw Aerosmith was the worst concert I ever saw for a number of reasons, and one of the biggest ones was I did not think they sounded all that good
You
live.
mean live, yeah.
Live, like
Yeah.
I was just like, this is disappointing. You know,
But that makes you realize how much of their shit is amped up to sound good. It sucks. That sucks.
right? I mean, you're right. Like, I mean, I saw Mick Jagger live. Mick Jagger live was amazing. Sounded just like he does on the album. I know you don't like that, but to me, I was like
But no,
that.
I mean, I believe
That
you would sound that shitty live too.
yeah,
Yeah.
he sounded just like he did on the album. It was amazing. But like to hear Chris Cornell,
That was his voice.
yeah, and it was like that's the dude.
That's him.
You know,
But it was the same with Chester too, because if you hear about him, you hear him, and you see him live, and you're like, he is not faking that shit.
right,
He has no help.
right.
That's his voice.
I agree.
And that was the same with Lane Stanley. That was his voice.
Right.
I don't know about Kurt Cobain. I'm pretty sure that was his voice, but I know what was it? The Unplugged?
Yeah.
If everybody, like Nirvana and Alice in Chains was like number
Yeah.
one, I would still choose Alice in Chains over Nirvana as much as I love Nirvana
Yeah.
because of Lane Stanley's vocals.
Right.
But I would still say Bowie.
Right.
Bowie will always be my number one. Yeah, I just always wanted to ask you that because I was thinking about it a couple weeks ago, actually.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder what he would regret to see. It was like one of those survey things.
Yeah. I mean,
I
obviously,
get sucked into the music once, and they have that question.
like for Freddie Mercury, it's not a regret because by the time he passed away,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I never had a chance to see Freddie live.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I never really had a chance to see Prince live because like
No.
by the time you were like, by the time you got to the '90s, like that's when he started doing like the
Yeah.
okay, I'll be in Pittsburgh in 24 hours. Tickets go on sale now.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. I wonder how many times my sister's seen Prince.
Uh,
She never told you? Because I know she's seen him a couple times.
yeah, I know she's seen him a few times.
But she
I don't know how many.
traveled somewhere
Yeah.
to see him one time, and she took Shane to another one.
I know my sister's seen Prince,
Yeah.
but she saw him on like he's like it was like the worst concert I've ever been to because it was nothing but like Jehovah Witness stuff, and then he did a melody of his greatest hits. And it was one of those tours where like he was giving away a copy of the CD with every ticket.
Oh my god.
Like she has this like god awful Prince CD.
Oh,
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of the one we went to. Wait, who was that? Jared Leto. at one point I was like, "Are we gonna hear you sing anytime soon?" Like,
I think it was the
I came to see you
Typhoon
playing
one.
your, but no, I think it was the one before that.
The
When
one
he
where they open
came
up for
out,
Muse.
yeah, and I was like, dude, I did not come to see you in a movie. I came to see you sing in a band. You need to like, you want to make a movie and you do that shit. I came to see you fucking play music.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out there preaching. Remember what was it? What is that thing they have? The cult thing. The cult.
Yeah.
You pay like big fucking bucks
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go camping with them, and they show up for like 5 minutes, give you a little preach and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead. I don't know if that's how it happens. I heard rumors, or I've read rumors,
Yeah.
I should say.
That was a great show because it was Muse. All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Anything to add to the proceedings?
No, I just wish you had time to read that email. He sent it to me.
There's nothing in there I can read.
I know. I was hoping you'd find a smidgen.
Yeah. No.
I'm sorry, Thad. I tried.
Anyway,
I'm sad we missed his opening.
I hope it went well. I'm not sad I wasn't there.
Well, I'm probably gonna drive by at some point to just see it. I want to.
You enjoy that drive. Anyway,
Wow, Thad, I tried. I really tried.
there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us. You can send us an email, and that email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com.
Yahoo!
You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. We're very, very easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
And we are a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search. You can find all the other great podcasts they have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, as always, we want to thank you, dear listener, for taking the time to check us out each and every week. Can't thank you enough for your support. And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
See ya.